Once your initial processing is complete, you'll see this quality report. It's a good idea to check and make sure everything in terms of the summary came through, what your ground sampling distance is, your area covered, the images that were taken, a preview of your orthomosaic in DSM if it looks good and there aren't major gaps to your project. I specifically made this polygon here just because of time restraints there. And so you've got your calibration. It's got some computed image and GCPs. We will be including or pulling in some GCPs that I collected, and go from there. So we just can go through all your summary points as you need. So now you can close this image here. And what we're going to do is now bring in some GCP points. So we want to click our GCP MTP manager. And we have a page that comes up here that we'll need to edit. Right now the table has it as an XYZ setup and we need it to be lat long. That's what we got from our RTK module. And to do that we will need to go to edit here. And you can see we've got our WGS 84 and we want to click on advanced coordinate options and select from a list. And under our coordinate system, we're going to scroll up and take a look and find just the WGS 84 option here. Hit OK. We'll leave it in meters, and our geode height above the WGS 84 ellipsoid will be 0 meters. We'll go ahead and hit OK. And now we can see that the table that you can import your GCPs are in latitude and longitude degrees and altitude in meters. So with that said, now we're going to go ahead and pull in our GCPs. There's really 3 ways to do this. You can theoretically add each point manually and change the label, relabel it as you want. GCP1, for example, you can change it from a manual type point. You have to double click this and change it to either a 2D, 3D, or a checkpoint with respect to GCP, and then input your latitude, longitude, and altitude as well as your accuracy values as you need. That's one way to do it, so we can remove that. The other way is to import a CSV file or a text file in a format that Pix4D will recognize. So we'll go ahead and import the ground control points, the coordinates order in latitude, longitude, and altitude. Go ahead and browse for the file. And like I said, we've got ourselves, we got to find our file that we're talking about. So our Pix4D projects, this is my project folder where I'm going to have the outputs. And then our import files. I put it under my import files because I have it as the GCPs that I collected that day. So FlyMA GCPs is my text document, and hit OK. Okay, you might get a warning if you have any errors with respect to your GCP points. So let's just double check and see why it's doing that. And for whatever reason, it's not quite correct with respect to my points. So we're going to go ahead and adjust that manually if we need to, based off of the information I have for those specific lat long values. I'm going to go ahead and open the file just in case I've done something wrong with respect to that. Yeah, it just imported it. Must have been slightly incorrect there, but we'll go ahead and hit OK. And now, if you go to our layers option, you can see we've got 4 GCP points that come up. You can take a look and see if this is accurate and matches what we need from the images that it picks up. and it is not correct. So we're going to manually adjust our Latin long with respect to what the actual Latin long was that I collected from the RTK. Just go ahead and pull that up. Got it as 61. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did that, but 61, just an error, and that's why we record everything multiple times in multiple areas. 61.58, 47673, and it's minus 149, 80, 3071, and 67.6 meters. There we go. Now let's click apply, and there we go. You can see that we've got a number of images that popped up associated with that coordinate system that we've got. Let's zoom out of those images and try and find GCP1. And in this case, I know it was somewhere there, so what we're going to do is zoom back in. You can see there's a number 1 that I spray painted for this project. Now, in the previous module and the documents that I asked you guys to read, I did specifically say to that we would use proper GCP markers that we would use for the project. But in this case, just to make sure it's clear that it's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 GCPs, I spray painted it, and then I used an edge of the number that I spray painted as the marker for the RTK. So in this case, I'm going to click right here. That's where we used the RTK module. And then we'll go to this image and find that number 1 again. And it looks like it was over here. You can see it. Zoom back in and click and drag to drag along the image here and find that marker. And zoom in a touch more just so you can get an accurate click. And once I've got 2 marks, it should theoretically automatically mark close to where I've been clicking with respect to those marks. So now if I click automatic marking, it'll process that. And now you can see it's got the other images where it found that number 1 and is estimating where I've been clicking here. So let's just correct some of the issues here. So I'm going to move that marker to right there. And the more we do it, the more accurate this GCP point will be. We'll go ahead and move. It's doing a pretty good job overall. With respect to that point. There you go. Now it's getting more accurate. The more I do it, the more accurate it's going to be with the rest of the images. There we go. And it's close, but not quite right, so we're going to adjust all these guys. And it picked up right on the mark where the bottom line of the number 1 meets the rest of the number. And then if there aren't any of the markings on the other images that coordinate system picked up, we'll just not click on anything there. And we're going to go ahead and hit apply. Once it does that, it ties to 12 points that it picked up, and that's exactly what we want. And now we're going to go to GCP2. Again, for whatever reason, GCP2 didn't come out as accurate as I would have liked in terms of the latitude and longitude from my import and my text file. I must have copy-pasted things wrong. So it's a good thing I've got a backup set of numbers that I recorded. And we're going to accurately put them in here. Minus 149.87274. 62.2 meters is correct. All right, hit apply. And now we can see again, those images came up. And we're looking for a number 2. You can see over there. That's what I'm looking for. And in this case, we're marking right where the bottom of the 2 starts to flatten out right here on this corner. So we've marked that. So now there's that image. So same process as we did with the first GCP. And you can see the more GCPs you have, the more accurate your model will be. And we want to do that, but in this example, we're just going to do 4, just to show you the process of how to do it. So we're going to click automatic marking again. It's going to start to automatically mark the tie point. And we're going to go through the images one more time. It's done a pretty good job there. So let's fix that a little bit there. Good job on that one. A little off on this image. Start correcting on this one as well. There we go. And that's where having a sharper image is key to make sure you mark the exact point where you took your RTK values from. So there we go. Fix that one. There we go. And that's all the images that are associated with that. So we'll go ahead and hit apply. And now we've done that for GCP2. Again, we'll do that for GCP3. Correct the lat long that I got the values from. Ensure that the altitude is correct, and then hit apply. And then now, like I said, the images will pop up, and we're going to look for our third GCP marker that we used here. In this particular example, again, this was just the process I used for spray painting. Just use the edge of this, the tip of the middle of number 3, right there. And again, we'll go ahead and do the automatic marking. And we'll do the same process as we did for GCP 1 and 2. I'll pause the video here. That way it's not going to keep on going for 3 and 4. I'll do the same processes and come back.